Firstly, good afternoon, everyone, and really happy to be here. I've grown up in different cities, interiors of the country, from north to south to east to west, everywhere. Changed 10 schools, so I don't know if Delhi defines me. I think it's India that defines me. Wow. The first day on set, I happened to do my first film, which was when I was in first year of college. And at that time, I didn't even know if this is what I wanted to do seriously. It was, I've said this many a times, but I was doing my first film for pocket money. I just happened to get it, and I thought, okay, my dad gives me 2,000 rupees for pocket money, and I'll make way more money, I can get myself a car. So the intention was very different. So I just went on set, I learnt up my lines, crammed up my dialogues, and I understood the process of filming and filmmaking and what is it like to be on a film set on that set. Till then I was too naive, I just had no idea. So honestly, what was the thought? There was no thought. I'd completely gone there like a blank, like a slate, blank slate, and ready to absorb everything. So I don't think I remember what was my first thought, but definitely after that first experience, I knew this is what I want to do. And I decided to complete my graduation. I was studying mathematics. I wanted to complete my graduation and then get to acting. I just feel, Tushar, that the degree to which you want to take pressure is in your hands. It's very easy to succumb to the social media demands and stay relevant, but if you see my social media, I am somebody who doesn't really follow all the trends. I do my own thing, and I feel you have to draw that line somewhere, because you're such a busy schedule, you're working, you're shooting, and then you also have events after that. And then if social media is also manicured, and every day I'm taking pressure to put out pictures because I have to stay relevant, then I will lose the real self. So I constantly make that effort to disconnect that and bring out the real me on my social media. I want people to know that Rakul's a normal girl, who's also silly, who's also fun, who doesn't have to be perfect all the time. It's fine. So I refuse to take that pressure. Even if you see me at airports, I will never be dressed up. I just happen to get caught. It's a great time. Honestly, I believe that cinema, we're one country, and cinema speaks a language of emotion and not really boundaries. We've, over the years, and this has been happening, I think it's just that the conversation has started now. But if you look at the films in the 70s and 80s, I mean, Sridevi ma'am, Tabu ma'am, they've all worked in the South and worked here very successfully. There's so many films that are being remade then and now. I think today, in the age of social media, we're just having a bigger conversation about it and discussing, and then and it reaches so many more people, so it becomes a discussion. But at the same time, I think it's a great time, The pandemic has led people to sort of get accustomed to different kind of content, whether it's from the West, whether it's Korean, whether it's regional. So what better than that if the best of all the worlds can come together? And I always say this, I feel that India is a country that is so diverse in its culture that if the best of every region can come together and make one single Indian cinema, it can be, it can sort of be a storm worldwide. Right. I think people jump, I could be wrong, but I just feel that we are very quick to write headlines. And everybody loves to write off things that are not, working. But it's tougher to see how much effort goes into making a product. And I think every 5-6 years, there's a phase that comes where you sort of understand what's working. It's never the same, what goes up comes down and then goes back up again. Today, films from the South are working, but we are only talking about those 3-4 films that have released here. There are 3-4 films that release every week. Similarly, 3-4 films have worked in Hindi also. I think what we need to understand is that, which is my personal opinion, because this is an everyday discussion, I feel that post the pandemic, the taste of the audiences has sort of changed, right? People have been, they have gotten used to watching content at home. And also, we were possibly the lucky ones who had a house, had salaries, we didn't have to worry, but people maybe do not have that much ability to spend. And also in the South, there is a cap on the theatre costs. Yes. and there's no cap here. So there are too many factors. It's not about the Bollywood films not working or the South films working. It's also about affordability. It's about the kind of cinema that people want to watch. They make larger than life cinema. Maybe that's what people want to go to theaters for, and because if the taste had changed, my question is, on the National Cinema Day, when the prices were really slashed, the footfalls were extremely high for the same films which were running for 2 weeks. So I think we need to question a lot more other things than films working or not working, because the same films work very well on OTT.
Correct.
So if those films are not being liked, then they wouldn't work on OTT. So I think it's about affordability, it's about priority, it's about the taste that is changing. Possibly people are just working for an unforeseen future and saving up, you don't know. So I think we're all in a trial and error phase, trying to figure out what's really landing. And it's globally that phenomena. It's not just Bollywood or South. I think globally every industry is going through a testing phase and figuring out what's the future going to be like. It's never just one thing. Thank you so much. Thank you. This was amazing.